The neon lights of Tokyo reflected on the taxi ceiling, casting an eerie purplish-red glow. I curled up on the back seat, trying to ignore the stabbing pains in my stomach. The scent of perfume lingered in the air, sweet and suffocating. The driver, an old man with skin wrinkled like bark and cloudy eyes, hadn't said a word since I got in, but I felt his gaze through the cracked rearview mirror. Those eyes never left me. It wasn't simple curiosity. It was the stare of a hunter observing its final prey. Then his hoarse voice broke the silence, slow and heavy, like stones falling into a deep well. "Young girl, that fetus will kill you." I gasped. "Do what, did you say? It doesn't want to," he continued, his gnarled hands gripping the steering wheel. "But it is nourished by something dark. An old grudge from the water. Do you know such a place? A well? A river bend?" My heart froze. Memories of the old village well back home, where my childhood friend Hanako and I used to play, flooded my mind. And another, darker memory followed. A summer afternoon, an argument, a slip. How do you know?" I whispered, my hands trembling as I clutched the ofuda, the protective talisman my mother gave me before I came to the city. The old man didn't answer. Instead, he stopped the car before a dark alley leading to my neighborhood. "That grudge is not only aimed at you," he whispered, his voice nearly lost in the sound of falling rain. "It targets the bloodline. You must find what it left in your home before it's too late." He refused the fare and disappeared into the night, leaving me with a pounding heart and a deep sense of dread. When I entered the apartment, my husband Kenji was asleep on the sofa. He woke, looking weary. I recounted everything, but he just shook his head. "Aiko, you're overworking yourself," he said, his voice steady, but his eyes avoided mine. "We'll see a doctor tomorrow. Everything will be fine." But nothing was fine. That night, the nightmare came. I saw myself standing on the edge of the old village well. The water below churned black, and a familiar voice in Aiko's whispered up from the depths. "Why did you push me, Aiko? We were friends." Then a cold, wet hand, pale and unnaturally long-fingered, clutched the edge of the well. I woke with a start, drenched in sweat. The ofuda under my pillow had burned at one corner, giving off the acrid smell of scorched paper and stagnant pond water. The next morning at the clinic, the doctor delivered the news with a grave face. The fetal heartbeat had stopped. Kenji silently held my hand, but his grip was cold and lifeless. On the way home, my phone pinged with a message from Hanako. "Congratulations. My good news too? What a strange coincidence, isn't it?" Attached was an ultrasound image, and in the corner, I saw Ita Kokeshi doll, a traditional Japanese wooden doll, placed on the table, but the usual face painted on it was erased, replaced with crude red scribbles, resembling a bleeding face. It was the doll I had given Hanako when we were children. A chill ran down my spine. Primera rushed on, ignoring Kenji's calls. Instinct told me to search for it. And then I found it. In the darkest corner of the storage room, behind old suitcases, was another kaka. It was identical to the one in Hanako's photo. Face erased, vivid red marks, body cold and wet. as if freshly pulled from water. When I touched it, a sharp pain tore through my abdomen, and Hanako's whispers echoed in my ears. Now it is time to return what belongs to me. At that moment Kenji entered. He looked at me, then at the door, and sighed heavily. "She will never forgive you, Aiko," he said, his voice hollow. After that fateful day at the well, Hanako could no longer have children. She said, "You took away her ability to be a mother, so now you must return it." I cannot stop her. She controls everything. The harsh truth made me collapse. It wasn't some abstract magic, but a cruel human plot hidden beneath a veil of the spiritual. Hanako, driven by pain and jealousy, had poisoned my husband and staged a horrific scheme to steal the child she could never bear. I clutched the doll and fled the house. I drove to the old well in the deserted forest. Rain drizzled, the air heavy with damp earth and moss. I raised the Kokeshi, ready to toss it into the deep well, hoping to end it all. But before I could release it, a voice rang from behind. "It's no longer yours, Aiko." I turned. Hanako stood there, pale and drenched, as if she had just risen from the well. Her gaze was empty, yet full of hatred. "It's all your fault," she hissed. "You took everything from me. Now I take it back." She lunged at me. Amid the struggle, I heard a sound not from Hanako, but from my own belly. A shrill, chilling, childish giggle. Then everything went dark. I woke up in a hospital. Kenji sat beside me, his face full of sorrow and regret. He said he had found me unconscious near the well, completely alone. There was no sign of The doctor said I was lucky to be alive, but the fetus was gone. Yet, when they left the room, leaving me in the silence, I felt Ita movement, gentle yet twisting, deep within my lower belly. It had not gone. The thing conceived from fear, guilt, and my own curse still lingered. And tonight, as I close my eyes, I hear the faintest sound of running water, so close, as if from inside this room, and a whisper, no longer Hanako's, but something new, fragile and malevolent. "Mother, I'm here. Thank you for watching this chilling tale. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story. Stay safe out there."